Good morning. We're back here on the morning show, and as always, a big thanks to the Village at Winter Park Resort. More than you would imagine. A lot of events going on at Winter Park Resort. Check them out at winterparkresort.com. My next guest here is also known as Arnold Schwarzenegger to the Australians, but to us, he's known as Kirk Klanke with Trout Unlimited. How you doing, Kirk?
Hey, I'm pretty good.
You got any story about this Arnold Schwarzenegger? You want to explain that one?
Oh, wow.
I was riding a ski lift with this lunatic, and he claims that they call you Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Hey, I was in Whitefish, Montana in a bar. Not that I go to bars. And I had a girl run across the room and jump and give me a big hug. She thought for sure I was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So this isn't just your daughter's father-in-law. This is more.
Some people are sadly mistaken. When I was in Peru, all the little kids, because all our American movies played on there, they all thought I was Arnold Schwarzenegger. I had an entourage of like 14 little kids following me and putting their foot next to mine because I've got a foot like that. And
he lifts weights just like
Peruvians
Arnie does,
are little guys.
Yeah,
I did a lot of years, yeah. Now I just play.
I was riding the lift with your daughter's father-in-law there, and he told some pretty entertaining stories. So he's quite the character. But,
oh, you got to meet Frank.
I got to meet Frank. Yeah. He was helping Bart with some plumbing. So.
He is quite a character. Yeah.
So you've had a big year. You retired recently?
I did. That's why I dress like I don't have a job now.
You look comfortable and casual, so you're pulling it off.
Life's good.
You look too clean cut, though.
Retirement's good. Yeah.
And you've been doing some traveling?
More time to play, more time to travel. Both.
Good for you.
Good.
Well, Kirk, you've been on the show before, and would it be your number one hobby is fishing?
Wow, I've got so many toys. I can't say that.
But it's out
there. My
there.
number one use of my time is actually fighting to save fish. I don't get enough time to fish because I work really hard trying to keep fish alive.
The water is very important to not only you, but to all of us in this community because it's a huge part of our tourism and a huge part of our lifestyle and culture up here.
Right, and the river is the centerpiece of our environment.
And so let's talk about that because we have some challenges, and this isn't knocking Denver, but Denver, just our relationship with the city of Denver has been a challenge from both sides to kind of find a good, healthy balance of how much water we can send their way and how we can still protect and maintain our streams.
It's been a long and interesting ride.
How many years have you been working with this?
Oh, I bet with Denver Water directly about 15.
Okay.
And my latest favorite saying is, conservation starts with conversation. So we've had interesting conversations over the years, and they're getting to be more fun. We're sitting in a room now.
Less contentious and more...
Much less contentious. We sit in a room with Denver Water and Northern Water, who's another big water diverter out of Grand County, and several West Slope entities, including Parks and Wildlife, the River District, Grand County, Trout Unlimited, and we have great conversations. A room full of people all focusing on what can we do for the health of the Fraser River and the Upper Colorado River. These are fun times.
And so we're separated from Denver by the Continental Divide, which means every drop of water goes one of two ways.
Historically.
Yeah, right.
In geologic time, that was true.
Yeah.
We were on the Pacific Ocean side, but because of the Moffett Tunnel, 60% of our water now flows through a tunnel under the divide and ends up in Denver.
And so can we talk about, when did this all start,
Denver started diverting in 1933, but as their municipality grew, they started diverting more amounts of water.
They need more and more water.
They own 90% of the Fraser River, and by water law can divert 90%, but that would be environmental devastation, and that's why we started this conversation 15 years ago.
So how much water right now would we say is leaving?
60% is our guess.
Over half of the water.
Flows, correct, of the native flows.
May I ask, where do they start diverting that from? Is it lower down in the stream? Is it?
They've got a collection system built like a horseshoe around the entire Fraser Valley. So they have 30 collection points. They take it to a center point, which is the Moffett Tunnel right up at the ski area, and that's where it goes under the divide. So their 60% comes from Meadow Creek Reservoir all the way around to Byers Peak.
So how does the plumbing work? Are they pumping this up and into the...
It's all gravity fed. They collect it at around 10,000 feet, so it's the coldest,
so every reservoir
cleanest water. And they have gravity feed right to that center point where gravity feeds to Denver. It's very inexpensive water for them.
So how has a year like this year impacted that? You hear a lot of locals, we've had a wonderful spring, huge snowpack. You still see snow. There's still a great snow melt going on.
We had a good ski season, didn't we?
Unbelievable spring. Yeah.
I'm glad you met Frankie on a lift. That means you were skiing powder.
Yeah, his flight got canceled because I think we had 12 or some inches that day.
Yeah,
and,
I love
that was one of those
like
days
that,
Denver Airport shut down. And yeah, I couldn't tell you how many 10+ inch ski days I had this year. Most years you'll say, remember that day? Remember those 2 days?
Right.
This year it was, which one? That was just unbelievable spring.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So how, has the increase, is that a heavy snow year? Was it an average snow year? How has that helped having all that snow melt?
It was an above average snow year. So, and then what we get with an above average snow year, especially when both sides of the divide are getting snow, Gross Reservoir, which is where all the Fraser River gets pumped to, or flows to, Gross Reservoir fills early. And Denver lets a lot of that snow melt come down this side of the divide because they can't take it physically. So when they let that much water come down, the rafters are happy, the kayakers are happy, and the river gets flushed completely clean.
You know what? I don't want to cut you off, but we got to take a quick break.
Okay.
When we come back, we'll talk a little more about the importance of flushing the river and some of the other things that why we need this water to still flow down the Fraser River. Once again, I'm chatting with Kirk Klanke, Arnold Schwarzenegger to some, and with Trout Unlimited. And again, a big thanks to the Village at Winter Park. More than you imagine. Definitely check them out at winterparkresort.com. They have movie night going on every Friday night at the base of the resort there. We'll be back shortly.